Welcome to yet another edition of the Campus Edge.
There's no gimmick to this episode, just good old-fashioned reporting.
I guess you could argue that the gimmick is that there is no gimmick, like how CBS sitcoms find their niche in not being funny.
The reviewers sure don't like to laugh.
And neither do ours. That's why we won't have a single joke today.
We're playing it completely straight.
And we certainly won't include a moral or any meaningful life advice. In fact, we'll be having all of that and so much less.
On the Campus Edge. What's the most important thing in school?
Learning?
Of course not. It's passing your classes.
Oh, well, I suppose you're right. Hey, didn't Ed Bailey do a story on how to succeed academically?
Yes, he did. Let's watch it.
I started out in advising, and then the former director of athletic academic services was a close friend of mine. So I worked with him a lot as far as with the student athletes, helping him from the advising standpoint. And so when he decided to transfer to a different position, I was given the opportunity to apply for it, and I thought it would be a great fit. My days are usually a little bit crazy. I've got different things from things like enrollment with student athletes. I do recruitment visits, so when potential athletes come to Butler to visit, I talk to them about kind of how our academic program is set up. We're very lucky because we have sort of almost like a Division I type of program that they've shrunk down to a community college size. So I work with the study hall, I work with different resources for our student athletes. And then I also help to provide the support that they need through the semester. So communicating with instructors, getting them in touch with tutors, and helping make sure that they're always on track in order to graduate and to move on to that next level. I love working with students. My professional career started out in the secondary classroom, so I was a high school teacher. And I knew that the reason why I wanted to be in education is because I wanted to work with students and help them see their potential. And so when I got into advising, I liked that I got to meet a lot of different students, and I got to see kind of that light bulb moment where they realized, wow, there are a lot of opportunities that I wasn't aware of before. I really get to build relationships with the student athletes and help them to build their academic confidence and help them feel like there's definitely a lot more possibility than they may have realized before. I've had lots of students that felt like I am never ever going to pass, whatever class it might be. And then when they finally get to that point where they pass it, like the immense amount of joy that they get just from that accomplishment is huge. And
I'm not a guy who can learn right off the bat. I got to have somebody one-on-one tell it to me. And Ms. Allie, she basically works with me on that because it's like she knows my strengths and my weaknesses. High school, I really didn't have a support system like that. It was basically like if you was good in sports, then we would pass you. And that's basically like, I really didn't learn nothing in high school. So when I got here, it was like, that's what I needed to get my good grades, basically. An average in-season day is wake up at about 8 o'clock in the morning. You go to your 8 o'clock class. You go to your 9 o'clock class, then 10 or 11, you're probably going to lunch. After lunch, you're going to study hall. And you go to study hall for probably about an hour and 30 minutes. After I go to study hall, I go to practice. After practice, you got study hall inside the CTC, and after that, you got dinner. After dinner, you go to sleep, wake up and do it all over again. I wasn't a kid in high school who could just tell the teacher I didn't understand it, if you know what I mean. It was like I was kind of nervous because I didn't want nobody to think I was stupid, you could say. But when I got here, it was like I wasn't afraid to say it because I knew Miss Allie was going to get me help. Like, she'll tell you if you need help, you could come in here one-on-one and tell her you need help. So it makes me want to go to class now. Like, I don't mind going to class. I like going to class now. Miss Allie, it's a character. It's like, it's a personal relationship. It's like my mom away from my mom.
My mom was my biggest support system. That's what makes Miss Allie so good. She'll do the above and beyond. They done help me everything. In my short time I've been here, they done everything I could ask for and more.
She's been a mom, making sure we get on class, make sure we wake up. She takes us good morning.
some of these students come in with zero support system. Probably my greatest moment, I was working with a student athlete, a 300+ pound, 6'5" lineman, was never very strong from an academic standpoint, and he would come in here all the time. Like, we worked super closely together, and I just was constantly building him, like, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, and just staying on top of him to make sure that he really was getting his business handled. And then at the end of his journey with Butler when he graduated and moved on to a big Division I program, it was kind of like, it was almost like I was graduating as well. Like there was so much vested interest in that, and so much time spent and so much building him up to let him know that he could do that, that when it finally happened, it was huge. And I was, like it was definitely like, when you get those hugs and they say, I never thought I could do this, and it's awesome. It's a great feeling, and that's definitely what keeps me dealing with all of the chaos and all of the crazy, because it's definitely worth it. So
Finals don't look so bad after that.
Unfortunately, some skills you can't study for.
What do you mean?
I can't paint.
How embarrassing. Have you by any chance heard of Pino's palette?
I have not. Is that a pizza palace?
No, it's a painting class. I did a story over it with Jessica Morgan. Why don't we give it a go?
Gosh, their bathroom's even decorated. Hi!
Most decorated bathroom I've ever seen.
I love to paint, but I'm not an artist. I would love to be able to teach the classes, but I can't. I want people to come back. So I love to sit in and paint during classes. It might be a little easier to teach if they have no preconceived notions, because it is step by step, and if you can listen. There's a painting here called Pino's Poppin' Peonies, and it's a spray of flowers. And everyone interprets it differently.
Emily, you're messing up. Oh wait, that's what it's supposed to look like. That's okay. Never mind. You're all good.
And they're tested so that they are doable for the public who hasn't painted since grade school or since since 5 years ago, so that they are doable in 2 hours or 3 hours, following the step-by-step direction that we give. Our company motto is paint, drink, and have fun, and the drink can be water, can be tea, it can be whatever you want, but it is for a social, fun art experience. And come by yourself and be perfectly fine just painting and getting lost in your painting experience, and in 2 hours you're done. Or you can make it a social event and just, and I may look at it and go, I could do better next time, but I've had fun, and I relaxed, and I've gotten away from my computer, and I've gotten away from my phone,
Yeah.
and I've had a good time.
Yeah.
I would say an average class is 30 to 40, and weekends, Fridays and Saturdays are usually sold out at 46, or sometimes we'll add a few high tops and add a few people. We want them to leave with something that they're surprised that they were able to do, because I can't tell you the number of times I hear, "Oh, I can't even draw a stick figure," but if you go out and pick a bouquet of flowers from the same field that I do, our bouquets will look different.
Paint in front of you, grab these brushes. I want you to stack up so I can get stuff out of your way. And I'll see you up front whenever you want your picture taken. And of course, I'll be happy to take it with your phone as well.
Just a little bit. I think
Arted out.
Huh?
I'm arted out. This is enough art for my lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this home.
These strips were very stressful. And it was just water and paint.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring this home and be like, look what I did. And then my sister's gonna be like, yeah, I could do better when I was 7 years old. And I'm gonna
Yeah, they're gonna look at what it's actually supposed to look like.
Be like, oh, this actually took talent. I'm like, Shakespeare.
If you've never been to Paint and Sip, you should give it a try, even if you don't consider yourself an artist. In the end, you have a final product that you created and can be proud of. For BCTV Channel 20, I'm Emily Jordan. And I'm Jessica Morgan.
See, that doesn't look so bad.
You're right, but there's another problem. I can't sing.
This is a tougher problem to solve. I'd recommend a vocal coach, but you're a busy man. Instead, why don't you watch this story on Ryan Sherman for inspiration?
It couldn't hurt. Roll the package.
Going through college can be hard, especially on scholarships. You have to balance careers, a job, a social life. It's near impossible. But freshman Ryan Sherman's going to show us how she does it today.
Ryan is currently attending her freshman year at Butler Community College in a vocal music scholarship, and today she's going to tell us what the requirements are for that scholarship.
When you're on a vocal music scholarship, it's required for you to take your ensemble that you audition for, and they give you your ensemble, and then you have to take concert choir and either a dance class or a voice lesson, but I take 3 dance classes and a voice lesson with my ensemble, which is Butler Ladies and concert choir.
Wow, that's a lot. But that's not all she's doing. Ryan is also majoring in mass communications.
Okay, so I really enjoy radio. I would like to eventually work with either record labels or music festivals, but I haven't figured that out yet. And I really didn't want to be a marketing major because that's really boring. So yeah, I decided to be a mass comm major.
With being in vocal music, as well as the mass comm department, it must be easy to get burnt out.
I just have to tell myself to do it. You just gotta keep going with it. I do get run down really easily, which sucks, but I guess I picked this life, man. I like performing too much, and after next year, I won't be able to do it anymore, so just keep going.
Today we took a look at inside the life of Ryan Sherman. For BCTV Channel 20, I'm Garrett Hartman.
We'll be right back after this short break. Be sure to try some vocal exercises in the meantime.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education. I dare you to be somebody important. Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star. I dare you to stand up here. To call the shots. To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher. Think you can change my life? Make me excited about science like you? Have a career that really means something? Then do it. I dare you.
Wow, I'm a master singer now. Who knew it was that easy?
If more people just took the time to do simple vocal exercises, we'd have way fewer Nickelback impersonators. I do them myself, but I don't want to keep other people in the dorms with my singing.
Speaking of which, let's watch this package on Butler dorms.
I'm Campus Edge reporter Jessica Morgan, and today we're going to take a sneak peek on what really happens in the dorms at Butler. We head on over to the dorms to see what it's really like and the inside scoop from a Butler student.
Living in the dorms is like going to camp, but you can never go home. You're just always there.
What do you do in the dorms? Well, the students have an answer for that.
The girls across the hall, they come over here and we play games, watch movies, hang out, or sometimes we go down to East.
With my roommates, we like to hang out, watch TV, and talk about like how our day has been in college. And then we like to play some games, like we play this mouth game, I guess. We're trying to like our lips are kind of like this. But anyway, that's what we do.
My sister's name is Larry.
We go play ping pong at the East, and we have events out in the lobby, and look at TV together and look at football games together.
We go to dinner and like lunch. We go to class together. We go to Walmart together. Sometimes we'll go to Wichita and like have fun there. And usually my roommate's sleeping on her bed, and then like I'll be like dancing around. So like, that's something we do.
So what do all these students like best about Butler?
The fact that all the classes and buildings are close together, so I can get up like 10 minutes before my class starts and like go to the building and still be early, or come here in between classes and watch a movie, eat, or nap.
So, did you embarrass yourself?
Living in the dorms is getting to meet new people and making friends, and just having some excitement in your life.
I picked to live in dorms because I wanted to have a friendly roommate, which is my teammate, and she helps me and I help her.
After hearing all these comments, I hope you guys finally realize what makes Butler so special.
I shouldn't have drank so much coffee. I'm full of energy.
I think it's time for you to visit Jumpy Jump Land.
What is that?
I could tell you, or we could watch Marbella's package over it.
I'll take the latter.
Want to know of a fun and cheap way to have fun? I'm Campus Edge reporter Marbella Gonzalez, and I've come to help you guys glorify your days of being a kid here at Jumpy Jump Land. Let's go take a look.
Jumpy Jump Land's been here for, I think we're on our 7th year now, so been here a little while. We have a few different things, you know. Obviously we're a moon bounce, air inflated bounce sort of environment. So we have open jump, which we have random days throughout the week and on Sundays where anyone can come in for $5 and jump up to 4 hours. And then we have scheduled birthday parties where you actually come in, your group of up to like 35 kids jumps. And then afterwards we have a party area where you have your, cake, ice cream, presents, that sort of stuff. We had the facility, the open building that we use obviously, part-time. We used to rent our building out for weddings and parties, quinceañeras, stuff like that, and we kind of moved away from that and we're looking for something more full-time for the building. And I believe my cousin just said, why don't we try moon bounces? And so we tried it, and it's been highly successful for us. It's a lot of fun, and fireworks are a lot of fun. It's a fun business, and so we kind of like to stick into that. We're not into like tax preparation, that sort of stuff. We're more into the party supplies and the fun style of business. Open jumps, $5 a jumper. Multiple party packs, depends on how much time you're here. They're $150, $175, and $225. We do a few different things, like for open jump, we have an open jump card. It's like your typical card, I think, a punch card. You jump 10 times, you get 2 times free, stuff like that. We run a lot of Facebook ads with, coupons for parties, stuff like that. Just whatever we're kind of in the mood with, or whenever someone asks us to do a discount on stuff, a lot of times we'll put something out online. For discounts for our customers. We've worked with a number of different people on different things that way, and then we also partner up with schools. We have a few different grade schools that we do like a reading deal. If they read so many books, they get to come to a free open jump. If they get such good grades, they'll get a free open jump card. We have a lot of grandparents' birthday parties here. I think it's for the grandkids, but I jump. Everyone jumps. I mean, there's no age limit on jumping. There's no age limit on fun. So anyone can jump. Anyone can come and have a good time.
For BCTV 20, I'm Marbella Gonzalez.
Hey Emily, what does Butler mean to you?
Don't put me on the spot. I don't know. What's it mean to you?
I don't know either.
Hey, didn't Connor and Gannon do a story on this?
That could have the answer.
Let's find out.
This is Cambridge Ed's reporter Gannon Cornley, and today we're going to take a look at what Butler means to the student body.
Continuing my education. After years of dropping out of school and being a hoodlum, I'm back at Butler. Continuing my education. I drive 30 minutes here, but it gives me time to think and contemplate on the decisions I made in my life. I enjoy being at Butler. It's nice. It's a good school. Not the drive. I don't know. Small class sizes, easy classes. I have a 4.0 and I'm not that smart, and that helps. Absolutely, I'd probably just go to WSU. No, I'm just kidding. Butler's fine. It's better than driving to Hutch, which were my options. Hutch is an hour away, 45 minutes. This is 29, 30 minutes, depending on how fast I drive. Ask the Kansas State Highway Patrol, Mr. Officer Jenkins, he knows. Absolutely, community colleges they're up and coming, and they're cheaper than going to WSU. It's like $9,000 to go to WSU, or it's 15, 16 to come here. Cheaper, and they have the sports too.
What brought me to Butler was football. When I think about Butler, I think of tradition. I mean, our football team has always been pretty good with in-state kids, so it gives in-state kids the opportunity to play at a high level of JUCO football. My favorite part about Butler is probably getting to meet, different people from like different areas, states, different parts of the country. If I had the chance to do it all over again, I probably would.
In high school, I did some sports media stuff, and I met Ed, I think, in KAB, and he told us about Butler offering scholarships, and that's how to me, Butler means tradition, and they take pride in all their sports, and it's good to be part of the sports media program, and especially like to follow the football team and basketball teams. My favorite part about Butler is the classes and how small they are, and also how they all look like huts or whatever they are. And they look small on the outside, but in the inside there's a lot more space than you think.
I like the small community, and it really feels like family in each of the programs that you're in or anything. All the teachers really care about you and they want you in their class. I don't know, people are friendly, I guess, and the teachers are nice, usually, not always. But yeah.
Today we took a look at what Butler meant to the student body and how special this place really is.
And there we have it.
Pretty diverse answers, which is great. Free speech is important.
I couldn't agree more.
Speaking of which, Karen did a pretty important video over free speech in times of crisis.
Let's check it out.
Hello everyone, this is reporter Karen Garza. As some of you guys may know, Butler Community College likes to have public presentations in order to educate not only their student body, but also their community. Their latest talk was titled Free Speech in Times of Crisis, and that is what we're going to talk about today. The talk was imparted by Stephen Wolgast, professor of journalism and digital media at Kansas State University. He worked in newspaper journalism for 19 years and got awarded with the Pulitzer Prize in the year of 2002. Free speech in times of crisis is part of the Pulitzer Project in Kansas. Now that Mr. Wolgast has been introduced, let's talk about the problem that I run into. I wasn't in the conference and I really wanted an opinion about it, but I didn't know who to ask. Luckily for me, I managed to get some footage from the conference and actually gather some information in order to figure my problem out. Let's take a look.
What about when it's in Men's Health or Business Insider or USA Today, when it's on a journalistic site? That's a little bit different because we, the audience, should expect that journalists and editors are going to verify this information in some basic way before publishing it under their own name.
Wolfgast mentioned 3 words that were key to me: journalistic site, journalist, and editor. These 3 words rang a pretty familiar bell. Exactly, the Lantern. Their journalists and photographers were probably in the conference. I was going to ask my friend Dom.
Last Thursday, I went to the library to cover a public forum about freedom of speech in times of crisis held by the visiting professor. I was a photographer, and the rest of the staff were the actual reporters. They came to write down everything that was talked about. Fake news and freedom of speech in times of crisis. So there's the possibility that organizations are going to lie and report bad journalism. However, one of the underlying topics is it's imperative that we as the consumers of news go out and do our own research. That way it's not just one source telling us like, hey, this is the truth, this is what you need to believe. Go out and find your own truth. It was very well put together. He didn't necessarily just say, look up these facts, cross-check yourself. He provided examples. One example he used was, it was like a game of telephone, where one person tells one person something, and then another person comes in and tells them, and then eventually it gets so skewed, like there's no truth left in it. So he described the first portion like that, and then afterwards, he basically just took examples from current protests. Without a doubt, yeah. There were a few older members of the crowd there, and they talked about like C-SPAN or something like that, like different sources, but all those tended to be a little bit biased. Like for example, if someone were to only go and get their news from Fox, it tends to lean more right, and if you were to get only your information from CNN, it tends to lean more left. So I think it's smart that they gave us incentive to, hey, and examples in real world life to go out and like be sure to always fact check. So yeah, I think I'll definitely use that.
I have learned 2 lessons out of this. The first one, proofread. Check your information. There might be something that's not telling you the truth. The second one, that I should probably go to Butler conferences more often. I hope you enjoy learning more about free speech in times of crisis by Stephen Wolfgast. For BCTV 20, this was Karen Garza.
Wow, free speech is even more important than I thought.
That's right, and if you want to support free speech and journalism, check out the reruns of this show weekdays at 11 a.m. or last week's show at 6:30 p.m. on BCTV Channel 20. Or you can even check them all out on our YouTube channel, Butler Student Media.
Thanks for tuning into this totally joke-free episode. This has been
The Campus Edge.